I have
I
time.
just don't know who you think you're fooling.
I took two more tests. I don't know what's going on. They didn't even give me the test results for the day. She got the other one for the 30th. That's the only test that showed up right after I went to court here.
Welcome back to the channel and buckle up, because today's case dives headfirst into the gritty world of probation violations, courtroom patience, and the harsh reality of addiction. We're following the story of a defendant who insists she's clean, yet test after test keeps saying otherwise. Cocaine has been showing up repeatedly in her system, and Judge Simpson? Let's just say his patience has run out. Now, here's the real twist. Despite the excuses, blaming the testing, claiming medical issues, and even pointing to her attendance at AA meetings, the evidence paints a very different picture. Stick around, because what starts off as a debate about drug tests spirals into a dramatic showdown between denial and accountability. And I promise you'll want to see how the judge handles it.
And we had certainly there were the issues in terms of what she said over at community corrections. There are all those things, and you have cocaine showing up in her system. And that was on June 4th that we were here, and she admitted to the violations. And I had revoked her bond at that time. Ultimately, she got out. On the 18th, this is June, I adjourned it to July 16th today, or July 16th, and her bond was continued, and she was to continue her testing. And then ultimately from the 18th, from July 16th, it gets adjourned to today. Starting in mid-June, or the end of June 30th, well, I'm going to start mid-June, June 18th, positive for cocaine. June 30th.
And there it is. Judge Simpson doesn't dance around the truth, he cuts straight to it. The defendant wants the court to believe the tests are wrong, that somehow cocaine just keeps showing up without her knowledge. But here's the key legal point: drug testing in probation cases isn't casual. These aren't just quick dipsticks, they're validated, court-admissible results. When a judge sees a streak of positives, denial only makes things worse. And honestly, who do you think the judge is going to believe? The science or a defendant scrambling for excuses? Viewers, let me ask you this. If you were in Judge Simpson's shoes, would you give her another chance or lock her up on the spot?
Positive for cocaine. July 8th, positive for cocaine. July 16th, cocaine does not show up. I'm presuming she's supposed to be on the benzos and opiates, but and if it had started to head that way, we'd be fine, except that the next week, well, 5 days out, she's positive for cocaine again.
She says she's not using cocaine. She says that the tests are incorrect. She's gotten the tests since then, and it was negative. She wants the court to know that.
Where?
At community corrections.
She's done a test since when?
7/31, her test was negative.
Today.
And she said she tested today.
Right, right. But the test before then was not.
I really don't know what's going on with that test.
You're using cocaine. That's what's going on. I mean, I don't.
This is the breaking point. 7 out of 9 tests positive for cocaine. Think about that. Nearly every time she's checked, the results scream the same thing. Yet she insists she hasn't used, leaning on claims about her kidneys and lingering effects in her system. Here's the kicker: if cocaine were really just lingering, we wouldn't see negatives popping up in between the positives. That's what kills her argument. The pattern proves recent use. And this is where courtroom credibility matters most. When a defendant keeps doubling down on denial, the judge sees it as dishonesty, not just addiction. And in a probation case, dishonesty can be just as damaging as the drug use itself.
I have
I just don't know who you think you're fooling.
I took 2 more tests. I don't know what's going on. They didn't even give me the test results for the day. She got the other one for the 30th. That's the only test that showed up right after I went to court here.
What?
After I came in on the 16th.
When I revoked your bond, that was mid-June. I just read off every test since mid-June. And virtually every test, you're positive for cocaine.
It takes a while for it to come out your system. And I have bad kids.
Okay, let's assume that's correct, and it's not. But let's assume that that's correct. Then the cold-hearted reality is that when it was supposedly out of your system on July 16th, we should have not seen cocaine again. Yet on July 21st, I have cocaine again.
But that's what I'm saying.
We-
In the other one, negative.
I'm not putting up with it. You're gonna have to figure it all.
I have not been doing.
Absolutely, you have just decided that you want to use when you want
What
to
about
use.
today's test and the other tests?
What about the positive test?
I don't know how it got there.
I do want to say on behalf of Ms. Beaver, she is engaged in CCOP at community corrections. Through CCOP, she is attending AA meetings as well. She did provide me with an attendance sheet. She's going multiple times a week. Her last test being twice on the 30th.
And then
Is this also a test too?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Her last AA meeting being the August 1st. So she is engaged in treatment and AA. I'd ask the court
Does she
consider.
have a prescription even for the opiates?
Yes, I do.
I believe she did give the prescription for the benzos and the opiates to
That's what I thought, but
community corrections.
it's not necessarily my concern. I mean, it's a cold-hearted reality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Where they come out your system.
9. The last 9 tests, 7 have been positive for cocaine.
This moment right here is heavy. The judge isn't just frustrated, he's pointing out the root issue. It's not just about cocaine in the system, it's about denial in the mind. Addiction cases in court are some of the hardest because they straddle punishment and rehabilitation. Do you lock someone up to keep the community safe? Or do you send them to treatment in hopes they'll change? Judge Simpson walks that line here. And honestly, it shows a bigger truth. Until someone admits to their problem, no amount of meetings, programs, or second chances can truly help them. What do you guys think? Should judges push more for treatment, or does accountability through jail time have to come first?
But that's when I first got arrested. And it takes a while to come out your system. I did jail time. I was in jail for 2 weeks.
Oh, I know. I put you.
And it was still in my system.
No, you weren't testing while you were in jail.
When I got out,
I know.
but
It showed up. Why do you think it just showed up? Because you used.
I have 2 half of kidneys. I had kidney cancer. It takes a while to come out your system.
So you want to explain how it comes out of your system and then back in your system and then?
I tried to get that test done over. They said it was too late to do it over. I don't understand how one test comes up and the rest is negative.
Because you're using.
Your Honor, I'd ask you to consider keeping Ms. Beaver's bond the same and having her continue to go to CCOP. In the alternative, if she is remanded to the jail, would Your Honor consider releasing her to inpatient?
I would consider release to inpatient treatment. She needs some kind of help because she can't even be truthful with herself. And at this point, bonds revoked, defendant's remanded. We'll see you on September 3rd. I'm done.
Miss Beavers, I think, would like to request a hearing on the test results and the bond violation.
You can have a hearing on the 3rd. It's my next available day.
So, to wrap this case up, what we saw today was the classic clash between denial and reality inside a courtroom. Multiple drug tests don't lie, and despite her excuses, the judge made it clear, accountability can't be avoided forever. At the same time, we also saw a human side. Addiction is tough, and as much as the court has to punish, there's also a hope she gets treatment. This case is a reminder of how judges juggle compassion and consequence. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Judge Simpson made the right call, or should he have leaned more toward rehabilitation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hey, if you found this breakdown as eye-opening as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom moments. Until next time, stay sharp and stay tuned.